I'm Justina Refi Father. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you 3 big mistakes people make about marriage. If you're new on my channel or you're just seeing my face for the first time, I want you to hit the subscribe button right away. Here I'm committed to helping you build the relationship and marriage of your dream. So what are the 3 big mistakes that I see people make about marriage? Number one would be that they think the success of their marriage should be left to chance. They feel a marriage that will be successful, and there is nothing they can do about it. The truth is that a successful marriage is not by chance. A successful marriage is as a result of intentionality. A successful marriage is as a result of doing specific things that makes for the health of the marriage. So you can't afford to leave your marriage to chance. There are things you can do deliberately to ensure that your marriage succeeds. For example, adjusting, being flexible, adapting to your partner is one key thing that you need to do to have a successful marriage. Being selfless is another thing. So there are specific things that you can do that can guarantee the success of the marriage. So a successful marriage is not by chance. If you see anyone that is succeeding in marriage, I want you to know that it's not by chance. If you ask them, they will tell you there are certain things that they are doing that has ensured or that has guaranteed their long stay in the marriage institution. So it's not by chance. A working marriage takes work. You will need to put time, you need to put effort, you need to be committed, you need to make sacrifices. So a successful marriage does not just happen by chance. It happens by work. And there's a lot of work you will need to put into marriage to succeed in marriage. Now, the second mistake I want to address today is thinking that success in marriage is outside their control. The success of your marriage is within your control. It's not outside your control. Now, when someone have this kind of mindset that success in marriage is outside their control, they will not want to do anything. But when you understand that the success of your marriage is within your control, then you know that you can do something to change the trajectory of your marriage. Now, success of your marriage is within your control in the sense that there are things that you can do to make your marriage work. There are skills that you can learn. You can learn, there are also techniques that you need to apply in relating with your partner. There are things you need to do to sustain the fun in your marriage. And when you know what you need to do and you do it, then the success of your marriage is guaranteed. So that means it is within your control. Now, the problem is that there's some people know some of these things they have been taught. They have probably read books about them, but they are not willing to put to practice that which they have learned. Now, knowledge that you're not willing to practice is as good as a person that does not have the knowledge. So it's one thing to have knowledge, is another thing to put to practice what you have learned. There are enemies of marriage. Find out these enemies of marriage and also learn how to protect yourself against the enemies of marriage. Now, these are some things that you can do to ensure that the success of your marriage is within your control. And indeed, your marriage is under your control. The success of your marriage is your responsibility. Now, when I say responsibility, I mean it's a responsibility of both the man and the woman. Because sometimes we tend to put the responsibility on one partner. Most times we put the responsibility on the woman. In most cases, not all, but in most cases. But I want you to understand that marriage is too heavy for one person to carry alone. The success of any marriage depends on both partners, depends on the man and the woman. You cannot leave it to one person because marriage is a partnership between two people. And for it to succeed, for it to be successful, for it to be enduring, for it to flourish in the long run, both partners must be committed to working it out. They must be committed to making sacrifices. They must be committed to doing what it will take. They must be committed to spending time together, to having open and honest communication. They must be committed to building trust, for building intimacy. They must be committed to showing each other empathy. They must be committed to relating in the relationship with emotional intelligence and not just being careless and taking their partners for granted. So both parties have to be committed to it. Now, when both parties are committed to the success of the marriage and to the health of the marriage, then the success of that marriage can be guaranteed. But if it is one-sided, then there will be problems. Because it is not meant, marriage is not meant for one person to carry the weight alone. Both partners are to carry the weight together. If you're here and you are carrying the weight of your marriage alone, you know how heavy that is. You know how heavy a burden that is, because it was never made for one person to carry. And I pray that the grace of God will visit you in your marriage if you are in such situation. Now, the third big mistake that I see people make about marriage is not preparing for marriage. Many singles today, when you ask them they will start, when you ask them about marriage and when they want to marry and all that, they will start painting the picture of a very glorious and a wonderful marriage. Well, that is okay. They will start describing how they want their wedding to be, how they want the wedding to look like. Oh, some will tell you they want the wedding to be like a carnival. And I say, well, all that is good and fine. But how have you prepared for the marriage? All that you are describing is the party. All that you are describing is the wedding. Yes, the party, the glamour and everything. But how have you prepared for the main marriage? The main thing, that is the marriage. What happens after the party? How have you prepared yourself? How many books have you read about marriage? How many seminars? How many coaching programs, trainings have you done? How have you invested in yourself to be the right partner? How have you equipped yourself? Most times, the response you get is not too good. And this tells me that most people are not preparing for marriage. Whatever career you find yourself today, most times you will have to prepare yourself for most of them. For some, you went to the university, you studied for years. You took professional exams. You are still training by the day to be the best at what you are doing. Now, what makes you think that you can go into an institution such as marriage without preparing yourself for it? No success comes without preparation. No success happens by chance. Every success in this life is by preparation. Only few people will tell you that life just threw success at them. Very few people. Majority of people that are successful today, they had to prepare for success one way or the other. Now, to have a great marriage, there is need for you to prepare yourself. There is need for you to understand yourself, to know yourself. There is need for you to register in premarital preparatory program. I run one. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. You need to know how to identify the right partner. You need to understand that having an enduring marriage goes beyond just the feelings of love that you have for each other. Because when you get into marriage, there are real challenges that you will need to deal with. So you need to know what to expect. What are the skills you need to apply? What are the techniques you need to use? What are the enemies of marriage and how can you protect yourself against them? When the going gets tough in your marriage, how do you sustain the marriage? How do you resolve conflict without tearing the fiber of the marriage? So there are a lot of things you will need to do to prepare yourself. The scripture said Jotham became great because he prepared himself before the Lord. How have you prepared yourself before the Lord in terms of your marital destiny? Are you leaving your marriage to chance? I call on you today. Get books, good books on marriage. Enroll in a pre-marriage preparatory program. Get yourself involved in trainings. Attend seminars. Attend conferences. Get counseling. Don't just rely on your own insight alone. And my prayer for you is that you will never fall victim to these mistakes. Many have made these mistakes and they have gone into marriage and today they are not happy. I pray yours will not be that way. And I believe that is why God led you to this, to see this video. And I want you to do something about what you just heard. If you're new on my channel and you have not subscribed till now, please hit the subscribe button. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Turn on the bell notification. Once again, I'm Justina Refifada, your favorite marriage and family counselor. I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you and to equip you with all that you need to build the relationship of your dream. See you in another video.